I do listen to his albums when they drop, obviously, but and obviously I do, know a lot about him as an artist. But I think that his move recently by releasing Care Package and getting what album was it that he released? Yeah, So Far Gone. This year he released So Far Gone and Care Package, right? And I think his movement this year, industry wise and music wise and business wise, was really smart. I don't know if this was his idea, but I feel like Care Package was probably one of the smartest moves I've seen when it comes to, like, business, especially when you're that big, because not only is he reminding all the old listeners and like older generation, okay, this is what I have, don't you remember, like, this is what I've done, but he's allowing my younger generation to almost relive that experience at the time, relive that same experience that the older generation would have had when they first heard these songs. Now, how am I going to go about this? What I'm saying is that when a lot of songs from Care Package were released, I was really young, so I didn't have the, not knowledge, but experience, or I couldn't relate as much to a lot of the music that was on there, purely because I didn't know what was getting released at that time, because I was too young. I didn't have those kind of problems. I didn't have nothing to do with girls. I didn't have nothing to do with relationships and stuff. So for that to be released now, it's allowing me as a younger listener to be like, okay, now I understand why everyone loves him. Okay, it makes a lot of sense now, because I can relate almost. And him putting it on Spotify, I think that's exactly what it's intended to do, like allow our generation and this age range to be able to be like, okay, this is why I love Drake. Because yes, we've heard all his new music, but being this age, we've only heard his new music. Like, we wouldn't necessarily go out of our way to go and listen to his old stuff, and even if we did, it wouldn't hit us the same, purely because we'd have to go out of our way to go on YouTube or research what songs Drake had out and stuff. And that's another point. Having all this old music put onto streaming platforms now, not only is he getting more money, but it's making it so much easier for listeners, like big listeners of him, to go and access his old hits and stuff. And like I said, yeah, if we went out of our way to try and find this kind of old music and it wasn't released as a package like this, it wouldn't be mastered the same, it wouldn't sound the same on speakers and stuff, all because music wasn't released as quickly and as easily as it is today. I think he was smart in releasing it, and I've listened back as far as properly anyway and enjoyed Take Care. So Far Gone, to me, I don't see the hype about it, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, but that's purely because I just don't think I was in the right time to appreciate it the way it is. As in, I'd choose Views over So Far Gone, where someone that's like 20 or 21 or someone older than me will probably prefer So Far Gone, which is completely fair enough. But what I'm saying is, by him releasing Care Package, it was just really smart of him, because now I know about his older music. Now it's going to make other listeners be like, okay, let me go see what else he's got. And now it's going to make other people go back, Comeback Season and even So Far Gone and stuff. It's going to make people return back to them old albums and classics that he has lying around. And I also think it's a reminder to like newer artists, like, this is why I'm the best, like it's almost just a kick in the leg to like a lot of newer coming artists and upcoming. It's just reminding them, almost putting them in their place, like, this is what I've done and this is what I've still got. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been listening to Care Package on repeat because of just the whole vibe it's got. It's totally different to like Scorpion and More Life. You can really hear the change in character and the change in music and how it's changed over the years. And I think that was again another reason for releasing it, because it shows you how much times have changed since 2012 and 10, etc. Because you can even hear in the production, or even in his voice, or in the kind of mastering they used and stuff. It's just completely different, and I appreciate it a lot. I feel like a lot of other people do as well. Why I say it's smart in releasing Care Package and So Far Gone is because he's almost preparing everyone for something like for some complete madness. I know it sounds a bit out of the blue, but I feel like he's got a plan, as in he's like prepping us, because he hasn't released an official studio album, right? And I've seen him post a few photos with album mode and stuff, etc. But I'm convinced he's not going to release another project until next year, which is fair enough because he's been releasing yearly, literally. And yeah, I feel like it's hyping us, it's preparing us for some craziness, because obviously, all, like I said, the older people, they're gonna see Care Package and be like, oh yeah, we're finally getting old Drake back and whatever. The younger people like me, I'm listening to it like, okay, I want to hear some more of this kind. And it's like, it's just really, you know, exciting people for what he's got to come. What I think was also smart about him releasing this was that he didn't release it with intent to chart, or with intent to, you know, to hit chart. I don't think he released it with intent to chart. And I think that's really important, because it shows, again, he's not doing this, he's not releasing that for the money or for the fame or for the clout or whatever you want to call it. He's releasing it as a reminder. He's releasing it as a, okay, you know, have this whilst I'm prepping my next project and stuff. And I think it's one of the smartest moves, because I feel like if a lot of artists done this, yes, it will get repetitive, but it's a really smart move. I feel like anyone else who is going to do this, whether that's J. Cole or whoever, if anyone else does this, everyone's going to say, oh, you're copying Drake. And that's why it's smart for doing it first, you know, because it's literally releasing old music, just putting it on streaming platforms. So like I said, business wise, it's all wins. And, you know, grabbing a younger audience, it's all wins. Again, it's allowing his old music to be appreciated by a younger generation. It's allowing it to live on, literally, because I wouldn't have known about, I'd say, half the songs on that album if he never released it. So again, it's about creating a legacy and leaving this whole line of crazy music, just, you know, having it always out there, which is really smart. Like I said, my favorites from that album, let me go look at it. I even feel like calling it Care Package as well, just to remind people of Take Care and stuff, was just, you know, it's all just seemed really smart and really, you know, planned and really well intended, and I appreciate that. I'm just trying to find the song list. My favorite on there is probably Days in the East, and I have heard West District, because I heard it was produced by Party Next Door, and then Party Next Door's got its own, which is West District, and both of them are just crazy. It's this whole like slow, it has this whole slow demeanor of, you know, slow, almost not depressing but moody R&B, and it really hits me. And then you've also got Can I, which has that same kind of vibe, you know, and then I Get Lonely, and it just shows this whole project just shows you know, not only a sensitive side of Drake, but a reckless side of Drake, as when it's on Free Spirit and on 5 AM in Toronto and stuff. That's him just spitting pure, you know, true words. And I feel like it's important, because again, you don't get that same Drake today, purely because of how music's changed and how music's moved on. Because if he simply released a song like 5 AM in Toronto, or Free Spirit, like now, as a single, I don't think it would do as well. And that's why he released this as a collection, to like, you know, to push it out there together, so that they all justify each other. And I know it's not new music, but like I said, he's creating that room for that kind of music to be brought back into the industry, and brought back into, you know, people's playlists and stuff. How About Now is really good. I actually heard How About Now first from Bryson Tiller's cover on SoundCloud. Personally, I think Bryson Tiller's is better, so you should definitely check that out. But How About Now is always good. Dreams Money Can Buy, The Motion. I think I was a bit confused when I saw The Motion, because that's like the latest, well, not latest, that's sort of obviously already on Spotify, so I was like, huh, but I guess it does fit in with the whole vibe it's going for. My Side, I remember seeing it on If You're Reading This It's Too Late, and then it got taken off or something. my side, I feel like everything on this is good, but I don't know if I'm saying that because it feels like reminiscent, or if it's because it's genuinely just heat. Because like I said, if you release these songs or similar songs as singles, or re-release them as singles, I don't think it would have the same effect. It wouldn't be the same as being a complete package, essentially, you know. So I feel like everything, even the cover art, everything, the whole idea of it being a package, like it all went towards the whole feeling and idea he's trying to, you know, he's trying to express. It is quite a long project, but like I said, you can't even call it an album. It's like a collection of songs. It's like a playlist, you know, like what he did with More Life. He called it a playlist instead of an album, purely because you're not going to sit down and listen to this all the way through and feel the same way. You'd, like, if you're trying to feel a certain way, you might listen to only Trust Issues, I Get Lonely, Days in the East, and The Motion. And then if you're trying to get hyped, you can easily listen to 4 p.m. in Calabasas, 5 a.m. in Toronto, Jodeci, Freestyle. You know, you can listen to it. It's just like, it's got different types of music, so you can see it's not, you know, created as a album or as a whole project. I think the same can be said about More Life as well. That is it's fair enough to call that a playlist. You know, it's got a range of songs and stuff on there. But to be honest, I haven't gone back to More Life since it got released in 2008. I don't even remember, 2017. I haven't gone back to More Life since then, properly. I don't listen to More Life nowhere near as much as I listen to Views. And I remember when Views did get released, everyone was hating on it. Everyone was like, what is this? But to be honest, I think it's aging so nicely. As in, it's sinking into my album list so nicely. I will go and listen to the whole of Views beginning to end happily, because it does get the whole idea of Views is like, you know, Toronto, right? That's why the cover art's that's why the cover art's the CN Tower, right? So like, you know, it's all about Toronto, and it's trying to give you that vibe, that's that cold, you know, wintry, but then also some summer vibes, which is why I think Views is such a nice project as a whole, because it's literally got two sides of it. It's got two sides, and all of it, everything on there, I do enjoy, and I feel like a lot of people will enjoy if they listen to it, because it was one of those albums when you listen to it, you're like, what is this, and you don't bother come back, purely because of the reaction it got from a lot of people, and online as well, especially, actually. Yeah, so with Views, you have like 9 and You With Me and Feel No Ways. Those are like really cold, and I get this wintry feeling, just like the cover art, which is like literally the CN Tower surrounded by grey clouds. It's suggesting cold, and even Drake's wearing a coat, right? It's suggesting cold and frosty. But then as you go further on down, you start getting a lot more upbeat with Controller and One Dance, etc. And then Summer's Over. It's like, it takes you through a mad transition of seasons, I'd say. And yeah, I think that's why it makes it such a solid project. And I wouldn't say Views is my favorite album of Drake's. Nothing Was the Same is definitely up there, and If You're Reading This Is Too Late, it's definitely up there. But I feel like not production wise, story wise, as a project, like, I feel like Views, I'd say order wise, as in the whole point of it, that it's structure, that's it. Structure wise, I'd say Views is probably one of the best, because it is really smartly structured. And I don't know if people actually, I don't know a lot of people that listen to albums all the way through. I know it's 20 songs, it lasts a very long time, but when you actually look at the structure, it's intentional, you know, you can see it's intentional. And I don't know any other album he has that's structured like so smartly, or in a way that's similar to that, and that's why I love You so much, to be honest. But yeah, Nothing Was the Same is probably my favorite. But back to Care Package, just to conclude, really, I just think it was a really smart move. I feel like I don't feel like any artist can do this. Like, you have to be in the game for a long time, like he clearly has been. And yeah, I feel like it's really going to benefit him for his next project, because I feel like it's going to have a hell of a new crowd, and I feel like it's going to benefit his legacy that he leaves behind when you know, when he does start coming to the end of his career, which I still do not see coming. But yeah, I feel like Care Package was really smart, and now I'm excited for his new music. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people my age are excited for his new music, and I'm pretty sure people older are also excited for his new music. Like I said, it's his filling and his accommodating a whole, you know, a whole group of people, young and old. And I think it's probably one of the smartest things I can see happening music wise, because I haven't seen anyone else do something like this. There probably is, let me know if there is, but you know, I just think it was hella smart.